welcome to Michelle's Home and Garden. We are in Illinois in Garden Zone 5, and today we're inside the garden house. I've been working on some DIYs for inside the garden house, and also we're going to be styling up the garden house inside today. So let's get started. Okay, so our first DIY was the chandelier. Now the chandelier was a thrift find, and I'll insert the footage of spray painting the chandelier. It was originally black when I purchased it.
That paint is metallic rose gold, and it is what I had on hand that was a full can, so I'm using that as my base coat because I wanted more of the gold brass color. So I have a couple cans of that. I have a satin bronze and a gilded brass color, but I don't have full cans. So I think I'm gonna get creative and do a little bit of each over the top of this base and see how it looks. So I flipped it on its side and spray painted it underneath and along the sides, which is really important to make sure you get the underneath coated very, you don't miss that, because that's what you're going to see more than the top of it. So I've got it all spray painted that rose gold, and of course, like I said, that's the base coat. That's not the coat I'm going to end up with. Now I have gilded brass and I have satin bronze. So I'm going to do a mixture of both of them because I don't have much in either can left, and see how it looks.
As you can see, it turned out good gold. I used some rub and buff on it. I used multiple gold spray paint to get the finish I wanted, and you could spray paint it whatever color you like. And then the chandelier, or the crystals, I bought online, and they are glass. They're not actual crystal, but they're not plastic either. And that's one of the things, if you're looking to do your own chandelier, you have to decide which of those that you want. And I think the glass, for the price point, replicates the crystal really well, and for the garden house will be perfect. So I bought this package, and I'll put links like I mentioned below. It came in about 30 foot, and it was in sections, probably, I don't know, a foot long, maybe a little bit longer than that. And I went online and looked at pictures of different chandeliers, and also at the chandelier that I already have, to get some ideas on how I want to drape the crystals. And it's totally up to you how you want to put your crystals on. So I ran some from the top down to each one of these little curly cues here, and then I went over each of the arms all the way around and draped them down. And then I bought a package, which was 20 or 30 of these little crystals here that had the teardrop on them with the two little crystals above. And then I just went around randomly on the arms and hooked them onto the other strands, and put some under here to hang down and up here on the curly cues. So just wherever I wanted to add those. And again, totally up to you for your preference. So the crystals would have been the priciest part of this chandelier. And overall, I think I've spent under $50 on it. And I just wanted to try to see if I would like it, how it would turn out. I had originally when I found this chandelier when I was thrifting, I had found another one too, and I bought both of them for the garden house, and ended up using the other one as the main light above us here in the garden house. So this was just an extra one I had on hand that I thought, what the heck, I'll try. And if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out, but I already had it. And I think it turned out good and looks really nice. Now this is not hardwired in. We did just use a regular plug-in on it. So it just plugs right into the wall. So I will turn that on later, but it is very bright and the camera picks it up. It's a glare, so that's why I have it unplugged right now so that you can get a better view of it. But what do you think, guys? I think for a DIY, it turned out cute. Our next DIY was the workbench that was a brown color, and I'll insert the footage for that also of spray painting that and changing it. And I also replaced the top and the base down there for the shelf. My son redid that for me and made me a new little counter for it and a new little top, and I love it in the white and black. I think it turned out really nice. It looks so much better, and it was a thrift find that I ended up actually having them come down on the price because I knew I was going to have to replace the top of it just because it was in such bad shape. But it had really good bones as far as the base is a real nice heavy base. And then when I was out thrifting, I found this little chair that I thought looked really cute and went really well with it. And I insert the footage of that, of redoing that and spray painting, because it was the same color. It was originally the exact same tone of brown, which I just didn't care for the garden house, and liked it better in the black. Okay, next we're going to talk about the bookcase. Now the bookcase I did purchase new online, and I'll put a link down in the description box. Not sponsored, but just in case you're interested or like it or looking for a bookcase. Now this is in the gold color, and it is not, it says it's metallic gold, but I will tell you, I don't think it is. I think it's more of a mustard yellow gold. It works, and I'm making it work, but when I first opened the box, I was surprised because it's not metallic-y. At least I don't think it is. But I still think it's pretty, and it also came in black, and it may have came in some other colors. Now, I'll insert the footage of starting to build this, but I will tell you, things went awry as I was building it. One thing, I am a morning person, not a night person. And I started building this at night. And if you see in the clip, there are pieces all over the floor here in the garden house of putting this together. And the night I was putting it together, it also was very, very warm outside. So it made it really warm in the garden house. So a combination of things, and I struggled with this. I will tell you that. Now, I don't think it was manufacturer error. Very, very easy to put together, but I will give you a tip that I learned on this. It is sturdy, but all of these are separate shelves that you screw in. So after you make the outside of the base, and I think that's where I quit videotaping it. These go in next, and there's a bar on each side, and that's going to hold your shelves in. Now it tells you in the instructions to put the bar, because there's holes on it, 10 inches and 3/8 down is where this first shelf screws in. Well, make sure you have your tape measure and measure it. I eyeballed it and looked at each of the places and thought, well, yeah, that's about the same. It is not the same. There is a definite top and bottom to this bar. So I ended up putting them in upside down and not realizing as I was assembling this, well, I did realize, guys, that's the sad thing. When I put the first shelves on, they were at a slight angle. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this? And I thought that the holes were off, which would make no sense because you know these are mass produced. So the likelihood the holes are off are pretty slim. And so that's what it ended. So I gave it a night and left it as it was. All the shelves were off just a tiny bit, but enough that I wouldn't have been able to put things on the shelves. I mean, it was noticeable. At first, you know, it was one of those things where you look at it and you go, is it just me? Or are those shelves all crooked? The next morning, I came back out and I reevaluated my workmanship the night before. And I knew that either these bars were off here in the middle or these outside bars, I thought maybe I had flipped them or something. So I knew I just needed to start over. So the easiest thing to do first was to take these I had to take all the shelves out and remeasure. And sure enough, one end of this is 10 inches and one is 10 inches and 3/8. So just that little bit is enough to throw the whole thing off. So that is my important note to you if you decide to build this. So anyway, it did go all together then. It looks great, looks cute. So let's style it up. I brought some stuff from inside my house out and also purchased a few new things. And I think it's time to make it look beautiful. So let's get going on that. So it's all styled up now and it looks super cute. I have an assortment of planters and urns and books and photographs. Actually, my daughter is into nature photography, and when she was in middle school or high school, she took this beautiful picture of this butterfly on the zinnia out in the garden, and I just think it's gorgeous. And so I have that on display. Got my ode to fall. Got a little pumpkin there in front of Mr. Rabbit. Okay, I've showed you bits and pieces of the garden house redo, of some of the DIYs and the decorating. So now let's go in and see how it all looks put together. enjoyed seeing the DIYs and hearing some of the stories that went behind that and the tour of the garden house. If you've got questions or comments, put them below and I'll try to answer those for you. And please share this and like and subscribe. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.